Hey, 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 and happy Sunday, everyone. It's your girl, Precious, coming in live from What Comes Up Comes Out. Just before we get started, I like to take care of household business first. Let's go ahead and hit that subscription. Go ahead and sign up for the notifications. Please, please, please don't forget, without you, there is no me, and we're doing this together, okay? So today I'm going to come to you live with a few things. I apologize. My cousin coached me on that. Hey, cousin. So I'm coming to you live today with 4 different things to discuss. But I want to start out with I apologize. Last week, I realized I did not put the links for the things that were discussed. If you check today, you will see that I have, in fact, put the links for those things, like the chocolate, as well as the lovely hat that we got from Hat Shady, young lady from Instagram. So today I want to start off with, do you all get like lint on your clothes? I was watching somebody, I don't know who, I apologize, on social media. She's a older woman, 40 plus, maybe 50, who she's like a influencer with clothes. She's out of New York, if I recall correctly. And she talked about how it's important to have a shaver, SHAVER, versus saver, which sucks the air out of the bags, for you to consolidate. I apologize, cousin, I'm working on it. So I purchased one of these. I will tell you that I've noticed it kind of on my intimates, specifically at the top. And so I thought, well, I spent good money. The brand I use is Wacoal, and so I need to get the lint off, and it just wasn't working by hand. Also, I noticed when I washed my workout clothes, they started getting lint on them. Now, I'm not mixing the whites with the colors. Used to do that in my 20s. Not so much anymore, but I'm still seeing it. So I'm interested to see how well this works for me and how much better my clothes are going to look. So I got this lovely piece from Amazon, and it was actually Amazon recommended or bestseller, one of the two. So Conair is a brand I do know about. So that's the first thing. Water break. Essentia, it definitely refreshes you. For those of you wondering, it is not a paid ad yet. So spread the word. Please make sure you all are commenting below. Tell me where you're from. Also, what you'd like to talk about or hear. I do want to point out, these are some beautiful pearl earrings. When I used to see them, I just got confused. Oh, I bet this was heavy on the ear. It's actually not that heavy. This was not on my list to talk about, but I purchased this from the good old Southern company, Belts. So they are very nice. They're not heavy at all, which leads me to my next topic. Hold for a moment. I'm still working on learning how to be better, y'all, so don't judge me too harshly. Cordell has a girlfriend now, so, y'all just stuck with me for now. No shame, Cordell. I'm happy for you. I just got to make sure the people know I'm a little slow. Hang on. And that my main guy, has other obligations. Hey, Kim. Okay, so I want to talk to you all about this beautiful, beautiful dress. It's green, and I have been feeling it lately. Actually, for like the last 6 months, if not longer. And polka dots, oh my gosh, they're my favorite. When I was a little girl, my mama bought me this beautiful red base dress. And if I can find the picture, I'll share it with you all. It had polka dots in it. Never been able to find anything quite as beautiful. Now, mama, before you say something, I know this dress is too big, okay? Just go with me, okay? But it's so pretty, and I feel like, beautiful. Julie Andrews from The Sound of Music. The hills are alive with the sound of... Now, I can't sing a song, but I just showed you a little bit of what I like. And I just really love the décolleté up here, the cut. It just screams woman to me, right? So I realized when I got home that I should have had these connected, but I've been at church all day. Nobody said anything. So it's fine. I really like this. This came from figuredress.com. Now, I did find this from the gram. They always get me, okay? So I just want to make sure you all know the dress it feels very nice. The shipping happened almost instantaneously. And it just makes me feel really pretty. I'm not showing you all my feet, not because they're ugly, my toes are red, but the shoes I had on were gold and I took them off and I have on some flats because I'm headed to go see my friend and to meet her fellow. Hey, Tiff. So glad to finally get a chance to make your acquaintance, Corgie. So that's what I have going on today. I will not be wearing this dress because I just GPSed the location of where I'm going. What you all see me doing is sitting back down and having my tripod do the same thing. So thanks for your patience and hanging on in there with me to ensure that I'm comfortable. Plus, this is going to be a celebration for Memorial Day, and I just don't think the dress, I'm going to change the angle. Oh, look at that. Stay with it a little bit. So I'm going to change and probably find, I don't know if I'm going to find some blue jeans to put on or maybe one of my jean dresses, but I'm going to change. That's for sure. Okay. So again, just trying to adjust. I know this looks crazy. I'm sorry, Auntie. I'm sorry, Tunj. So just give me a minute. The reason why you all see me doing this is because last time when I put pieces of the video on there, it didn't mesh well. Like it was out of order. So I'm trying to do this a little bit better. So I apologize up front if it's a little wonky. That is me, not anyone else. Okay, so I want to talk about this beautiful bag. Now, I have been looking at this particular company for at least 18 months. And the reason I decided to finally go ahead and buy it is because they're getting additional items in, and I just don't want to miss out on being able to say I had one of their first creations. So the bag that I'm talking about is Athena. Of course, I found this on Instagram. It is a Black-owned business. I just did a little bit of research, and the young man is out of Louisiana. And we're going to go ahead and open up this bag and see what it looks like. I'm really excited. Now, I will tell you all, this feels nice. I already feel important, okay? The bag, I'm sorry, the box it feels like velvet on the bottom and top. It's almost like if you've ever bought those flowers that last for a year, like those roses, that's what this feels like, velvet. The young man has a little bit of information about himself. This particular, here are some of his handles. The back of it reads, it says, read this to yourself. I'm going to share it with you all. I am a miracle gift, born to be great. I have unlimited potential. God's love created me special. I am a unique person with purpose and mission. I have grown to be lovable, touching whoever possible. I am a cheerful giver, a caring leader, a people builder. I am an achiever, a sparkling diamond. I am an inevitable champ. I am an unshakable rock. Well, if you feel down, you just need to read from this young man's information that he sends to people. This is very encouraging. All right, so let's continue. I ordered this. I apologize. According to my friends, my mama probably would agree that I shop often, not as much as people think. Sometimes I just hold on to things and I don't open them. And I may forget when I order things or cannot properly recall them instantly. What I will tell you is that this box came quickly. So it's Memorial Day. They might have something going on as far as a sale. Look at this nice big bag that it came in. Beautiful bag. So what I like about companies that send me a bag for my bag is the fact that it gives me protection over my bag, because I do have a lot of them, and I'm finding that I want to rotate them lately. When I lived in California, I would change daily, but when I moved back to Georgia, I didn't do it so much. Okay, now that was the first bag. Look at this second bag, a bag on top of a bag. Y'all get into it. Get into it. Oh my gosh, I gotta tell y'all, this bag, it's like the painting behind me. Hey Donnie, thank you. I purchased this from her. She is on Instagram. I will try to remember to put her information because I try to write a list of what I'm talking about so that I don't forget to include it in. So just bear with me a second, multitasking here. Donnie. Okay, thank you so much, team, for your patience. All right, so it's like a pop of color. And if anyone knows me, I like color. All right, so we're gonna take it out of this bag and I'm gonna show it to you all. And I like the tissue paper again. To me, this just screams protection, covering. Anybody can stick a bag in a bag, but it's the detailing that matters to me. Covering for the handles. It's not just tissue paper smacked on here. There's tape, you know? So one of the things he said in one of his videos is, I have to do better than me. And I appreciate that sentiment. Stop comparing yourselves to other people. Listen, I'm talking to the choir because I'm guilty of it sometimes too. Because everybody probably looks better or like, oh my gosh, I wish. No, you're doing the best that you can with what you have. You are your own inspiration, okay? So I'm taking it off. Y'all, I cannot wait. I think I may be toting this around next week. What I have been doing is just changing like a bag a month. But I have too many to just sit back there. And there's so many more. Mama, I didn't say I was gonna buy them. I just said there's so many more, okay? But for those of you who are wondering what to get me for my birthday, which happens to be in September, I would actually like for you to donate time and or resources to different organizations like homeless people. It's a real struggle. When I met my father, he told me, he said, I'm a villain. I didn't meet him until I was 25, and he came to do something bad here in Georgia. But he talked about how, because he had a substance abuse problem, how he would stay in vacant homes. And that's really scary when you think about it, because I think about like the black market, organs, and how people are sometimes, you know, they disappear and their families don't know. Or I will tell you, when I graduated college in 2019, hey, all my Knights from Middle Georgia, I did a project on homelessness. And what I found is that a lot of times is people actually coming out of the military, getting ready to go back to civilian life, having a hard time adapting. If I recall correctly, it talked about PTSD. I also talked about people coming out of like women in domestic situations, and they have kids. And then sometimes it talked about how people just did not manage their funds properly, and they're literally one paycheck away from being homeless. So if you really are interested, that is something that is near to my heart. Of course, you know, Eric suffered with ALS. So if there is an organization, there was another one that we used to do a lot at my job when I was in a different unit for gestational diabetes that does happen to run not just in my family but brown people. So that's actually how you can help support me for my birthday, because I don't really need anything. I have a lot of stuff, and at the end of the day, that's what it is, stuff. And I don't need any more stuff in my house. So anyway, I just took all the tissue out. Okay, let's get into this bag here, okay? So first off, the bag looks like this, and I typically will tote like this. I love the pop of color. That's what I promised myself this year. Eric passed in January, and I said, you know what? I'd been depressed just because it was so much taking care of him by myself during the pandemic in these four walls, and there was really no release. I said, I'm not gonna have anything dark. So you will see bright nails even when fall comes around. You don't have to look. You'll continue to see me wear my red lipstick because my auntie Sandra said, queens wear red, and that's what she taught me. And you will also see just brightness always happening. I love this picture just because of the gold flecks. And again, I'm just really feeling the green. But what I also like about this bag is the detail. Like, I can make it longer if I want. Isn't that cool? But the reason why I like this is because it's not like the traditional straps where you unclip them. This is attached on the inside. So this is really nice. Seriously, I may be rocking this next week. It's so pretty. It feels really nice. The colors are not smeared all over the place. It's just this burst of color that I really like. Okay, got my first one. Really like this white one. Really, really do. And I'm going to stick it back in my bag because I'm that person. I like to keep things in its original packaging. My little sister, hey Monique, she told me, we were talking about shoes. She was like, Precious, keeping shoe boxes isn't really healthy for your space because creatures can come around. I was like, but I'm not a nasty person. She was like, it doesn't matter. You have it. So, sometimes it's hit or miss, but I think you should do what works best for you. And for me, I just like having things in their original packaging. The other thing is too, like, I don't have a lot of closet space to sit my items on or hang them. It's a walk-in, but it is not as spacious as I need. But some of that is me because I have a ton of stuff in there that just needs to be reorganized. All right, cool. So the last thing I want to talk about on my list is dating. Okay, let's get into it, okay? I don't understand what is happening in the sea of men. I will tell you all. So I'm going to give a disclaimer. I am interested and serious about finding love. Like, I will be married again. I know that's going to happen for me, but it will be with my second chance fated mate. For those of you who follow werewolf stories, you'll understand it. Those of you who don't, it's okay. That's just how they talk in fantasy language world. But these men are interesting. And yes, I prefer older men. I'll be 39 this year. The oldest man I've ever talked to recently, he's about 30 years older than me. Y'all, these men, they sound like they're 16 or 21 years old. I swear they're only on there to just hook up. Share your dating experience with me. Like, what's the app that you've been on where you've had success? And before you all ask, yes, I do believe in paying for the membership. That's the only way, in my opinion, that you're going to be able to find longevity. So I've done Match, I've done eHarmony in the past. Right now, I'm on Hinge, Bumble, and Tinder. And I'm a little hesitant on all three of those just because, like, I have to make the initial, hey, how you doing? Now, I didn't understand that concept when I went into it. Swipe left, swipe, anyway. But some of my coworkers have found success on these apps. One is getting married this year. Another one got married about 6 months ago. And another one, she's getting married, what is this, May? She may be getting married in June or July. Anyway, there has been success. Now, for those of you who may be keeping score, most of these people are peach that have found the success on these apps. And if you're new to Aquinas language, peach is basically white. My sister was teaching my first nephew, who made us all aunties, about colors. And he said something to the effect of, Mommy, I want my friend to be, my sister said she asked him, what do you want your friend to be, or how do you want him to look? And he said peach and brown. And so that's how the story comes along. If I'm wrong, sister, please correct us in the comments. So most of these people are peach. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't find success as a brown person. I just have not been associated with people who have. So again, I have Hinge, I have Bumble, and I have Tinder. Now, I also have Coffee Meets Bagel, where I did meet a nice young man. We, and I say young about everyone, he was about 10 or 12 years older than me. We met online. We got together the latter part of last year, early part of this year. It didn't work out for us. I still wish him success, and I pray that God keeps him healthy and whole. But he was a grown man talking like common sense, reasonable language. I haven't had anybody talking regular language to me now. I have actually just found another app called BBW, Cupid, and that stands for Big Black Woman. Now, I don't see myself based on the description and the imagery that Google has shown, but I got hips and thighs. So when you fill out the characteristics, or you're picking from the options that they give you, it says things like a few extra pounds, or heavy, or curvy, or something to that effect. And so outside of, because I'm not a stick figure woman, and I am not just thick, I'm like, okay, fine. But let me tell y'all, these men on these apps, and again, I prefer older men, so the age criteria is typically like 45 to 60, maybe 70. They said things like, hey, sweetness. What does that mean? Okay, so I'm trying to respond and not be like, ew, gross. So I'll just do like a emoji like, okay, hey. But then when they come back and say stuff like, I'm sitting over here in bed naked thinking about you, I'm like, no, this is inappropriate. And I have said, and you can ask some of my girlfriends, Allison, Aisha, I would call their name and I'm like, hey, we just met each other. It's too early for that. Can you calm down? And one of them has said, I'm sorry if I made you feel uncomfortable. Yeah, I said, because I don't know how to respond to that. One of them was like, no, I can't. You're just so, I reported them, and I'll keep doing it and will, because I'm not out here to just have sex. That can happen, right? And my friend Allison was like, well, maybe you need to say in your profile. And I was like, that's so non-romantic. But then I talked to other people and they're like, my sister, she was like, well, Precious, I could never go on a dating website. I just think that everybody's crazy. And I'm like, okay, sister, I hear you, but you can say whatever you want to these men at work. And she was like, yeah, because I'm face to face with them. So I get it. But the way I got introduced to dating apps was, you're working. At that time, I was working nights and I was sleeping during the day. So it made sense because there was really no time during the week. And so I'm okay with using the dating apps. Just be careful because there's that people just aren't serious. And also, like, they fall in love real quick. They can see your picture and they're like, you're so beautiful, my queen, or hey, gorgeous, or princess, I want to be with you. You don't know me, sir. How do you know I'm not crazy? How you know I'm not, what's her name, Lorena Bobbitt? How you know I'm not that woman that put them hot grits on James Brown, Al Green? Y'all are just doing too much. Just breathe. It's gonna be okay, I promise. One guy said, it's okay for me to talk that way because we're all adults here and we've been lonely for a long time. Now, I disagree with that statement. I have since blocked him. But what he said to me was interesting, is we are all lonely. And I don't want that to be misunderstood as, woe is me, Precious ain't got nobody in her life, she's so lonely, she's desperate. No, that's not the case. Because have you looked at me? No, I'm totally joking. There is a difference between being alone and being lonely. Now, I would be lying to myself if I didn't say, yes, sometimes I do experience loneliness because I didn't think at this age I would still be by myself, making all the decisions, trips, money, picking out what we're going to do or what have you in life. But such as like, that's my life right now. But I also know how to pull back. I like my privacy and I like my quiet time. And I also know how to infiltrate, if you will, being in somebody else's space or having people invite me over. But I can just tell you, if you are looking for love, I'm going to suggest a couple things. One, make sure you know what you want. If you don't know what you want, it's going to be challenging to say yes or no to this. And what I mean by that is, I am 5'2" in real life, no extra, no lips. I want a man that's at least a whole foot taller, 6 feet plus, right? Now, that doesn't mean that 5'7", 5'8", maybe 4'9" men aren't going to talk to you. Are you to be mean to them? No, because you still need to have tact and decorum, because we're talking about people's feelings here. Nobody likes to be told no or rejected. So please be nice. But you got to be specific, right? I don't care if my husband is black or white, if he's Asian or if he's other. That doesn't matter to me. What's important to me is that he is equally yoked with me and that he's not going to try and minimize or diminish. And the same for him. I want to make sure I'm the better half for him. One, again, know what you want. Second of all, write it down. We live in a world where you can get easily distracted, whether you are talking to someone or listening to me, trying to watch television, carry on a conversation, sit and meditate or pray. Everything is vying for our attention. Write it down. That's going to allow you to be very intentional. And let's say you go on a date or you interact with someone and you're like, hold on, wait, I thought I would like them saying those things. If I can recall correctly, JWoww, who came from the Jersey Shore, she was dating one guy, I forget his name right now. And she was like, yeah, he doesn't do that. And I want to say it was romantic gestures or romantic dinners. They ended up doing it because they were seeing a therapist. If I recall the story correctly, I don't watch reality TV anymore. He did, and she was like, no, I didn't like that. So she realized I don't like that. The third thing that I'm going to tell you that I have learned is you have to understand what dating means. Just because you're talking to someone or you're interested in someone, that doesn't mean that you are with them exclusively or only. As a grown woman, I do not relish in the idea of saying, yeah, this is my boyfriend. I'm grown. One girl said on social media, it was Instagram, she was like, yeah, I just want to go from being, I forget her name, so I'm going to make up one. I just want to go from being Katrina to this is my husband. And I understand that logic, all right? However, you have to understand that you're not the only one out there dating and trying to figure out what's what, okay? And that is something that I did have to learn, that I didn't necessarily understand the art of dating. I assumed, because I came from a single parent home, I watched a lot of Disney, and my mama really sheltered us from things, and I didn't really understand a lot of world life concepts until I got into the real world. You do not date or talk to someone, he likes you, you like him, and okay, we together now. That's not how it works. You know, if he's dealing with something, you're dealing with something, you got to be upfront. One of my, church friends told me at the time when Eric and I were dating, she said, once I found out that information, I would not have dated him. It was shocking to me. One, because we believe in Jesus, and it's like, hold on, wait, how can you say that? Second of all, I had never heard anyone be that honest before with me. I didn't get mad at her. It was just, jarring for me to hear. So again, this may be something that you find out later while you're dating someone. So it's okay. And I'm saying this not just to you all, but to myself also. If I don't like something, it's okay for me to say, you know what? Thank you for your time. This doesn't work for me right now. But you have to be conscious of people's feelings. I think about Lifetime movies because that's what we used to watch when we were kids. You can't just go crazy like the, babysitter movies that they would have. He is married to that woman who is his wife. He's not going to leave her to be with you, right? So you need to understand when he says, thank you, Ivy, but no thank you, that he's being nice. And it may hurt now, but it's better that you know upfront than later. Well, that's my rant, beautiful people. That's my chat for the day. Whenever I want to talk to y'all in the morning, I'm typically getting dressed and I just have on a towel, and that's not quite appropriate in my opinion. But I am working to try to chat with you beautiful people a bit more often. For those of you who are wondering, yes, I'm still rocking the blonde. My friend, my sister's classmate, who's like a little sister to me, came to the house last weekend. We were eating the chocolates, and she found someone on social media who actually has like the platinum blonde that I've been looking for. So I'm hopeful to get in touch with my hair lady to actually get that done. If not this week coming up, maybe the first full week of June, to let you all know, because I do have a concert that I'm going to later on next month. But I've been getting a lot of compliments, both brown men and peach men, as well as other, because there's a man, he's Islam, Iraqi. I'm saying it wrong, but what I'm saying is not like he's not like regular black or regular white. Is there even regular anymore? Anyway, he likes my hair too. So I just find it very interesting that all men across the board find it's a nice look on me. And for the longest, I never thought I could do this because I thought my head was too big. So yeah, that is all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna straighten it up on what comes up comes out. Please be gracious to yourself, be nice to others, and have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend. Until next time, ciao, beautiful people.